September 5th, 1638. Louis, the gift of God, is born in Paris. On May 14th, 1643, he is proclaimed King of France, but due to his age, the guardianship and governance of the country are taken over by his mother, Anne of Austria, and Cardinal Mazarin. In 1661, finally, the long-awaited moment arrives. Cardinal Mazarin dies, and Louis takes control of France. The young Louis has to deal with debts, wars, invasions, and famine, but his greatest enemy was the old nobility of the sword. If he wanted to remain in power, and who doesn't, he had to devise a plan. And the plan is the same for anyone who desires power, to gain more supporters than opponents. Thus he began to create the nobility of robe, that is, a bureaucracy around the king. New ministries, academies, judicial services, royal crafts, police sprouted like mushrooms. New or reorganization of old ones, but all with the same characteristics. They concentrated control of all economic, social, and intellectual activity. The leaders reported to King Louis. They were numerous in number, both the organizations and the individuals who staffed them. No one had superpowers. The nobles who had power did not remain in the provinces to plot against the king. Instead, they joined a system of bureaucracy, etiquette, and protocols at Versailles. And since there is no bureaucracy that can be maintained without money, he reorganized taxation, that is, made it more centralized. For example, the department that collected the land tax, under the minister Jean-Baptiste Colbert, acquired surpluses from 1666 onwards. You see, the taxation of real estate has always been the surest way of revenue for any absolutist government. More surpluses for the king, less surpluses for potential usurpers of the throne. The result? Tens of thousands of families, completely dependent on the king. They owed their survival to Louis's stay on the throne. Did Louis lose power? They lost whatever privileges they had. At the same time, because there were so many of them, they knew that they were expendable. They could be thrown out at any time and someone else could be put in. So they had to compete with each other to see who would show the greatest loyalty and submission to the king. The greater the flattery, the greater the possibility of advancement. And so Louis was able to exclaim, "The state is me." So if you know a country with a huge bureaucracy, huge councils of ministers, where everyone competes to glorify the king the most, as if he were the sun god, be sure that you live in an autocracy.